Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So many of you have asked me, like Nate, how do you manage to travel the world, hang out with your friends, and still get so much done? Honestly, it is not some magic trick. It is just about being intentional with your time. Because let's be real, I'm not about that 18-hour workday life. That is just a recipe for burnout, not riches. I believe you can have both, a life you love and a career that thrives, and that is exactly what we're going to talk about today. My no-nonsense guide to time management. This isn't just for entrepreneurs or those chasing big dreams. This is for anyone who feels like their time is constantly under attack. Whether you're a student drowning in textbooks, a parent juggling a million tasks, or just someone who wants more out of their day, because time, my friends, is the only truly finite resource we have, and we gotta treat it like the gold it is, not some cheap plastic toy. There is a huge difference between being busy and being productive, and honestly, most people are just busy. Running around like headless chickens, feeling important but achieving very little. You don't need to track every single second, that is just neurotic. But you do need a system, and I'm about to drop 6 or 7 game-changing tips that I personally use every single day. So buckle up, this is going to be a wild ride. First things first. And I've said this before, but it bears repeating. You absolutely, positively need to track your time. Not for a week, not for a month, just a few days. Like seriously, for 3 to 5 days, meticulously log every single 5-minute increment. Where does your time actually go? It is like when you're trying to save money. The first step is always to figure out where every single dollar is disappearing to. Same thing with your time. You might be shocked. I know I was. A few years ago, when I first did this, I realized something truly bizarre about myself. I was spending 3 to 4 hours a day just eating, like, seriously, an hour for breakfast, an hour for lunch, an hour for dinner, and then like a second dinner. Because, why not? I'm apparently a very, very slow eater, and I never even noticed it until I tracked it. And it wasn't just eating, it was dealing with customer service, or getting sucked into random conversations. All these little things that add up to massive time sinks. Tracking your time gives you this crystal clear picture of where you stand. It is the prerequisite, the foundation, before you can even begin to implement any of these other strategies. So, stop making excuses, grab a notebook, or use an app, and just track it. You owe it to yourself. Alright, moving on to the actual hacks. The first one is a classic. Eat the Frog, Mark Twain, or someone equally wise, supposedly came up with this. The idea is simple. If the first thing you do every morning is eat a live frog, you can go through the rest of your day knowing that the worst is already behind you. It might be disgusting, it might be unpleasant, but it is done. And that is exactly how we should approach our most dreaded tasks. As humans, we are masters of procrastination, especially when it comes to things we find boring or annoying. Filing taxes, for instance. Who actually enjoys that? I mean, I kind of do, because numbers are fun, but most people, they hate it, so they push it to the bottom of their to-do list, and it just sits there festering. The eat the frog method says, nope, tackle that monster first, get it out of the way. And here is the genius part. Your brain is at its peak performance in the morning. It is fresh, it is focused, it is ready to conquer, trying to tackle a huge complex task at 10 p.m. After your brain has been running for 16 hours, that is just asking for a bad time. You're not going to be as efficient, as effective, as sharp, so identify your frog, that one thing you absolutely dread, and eat it for breakfast. Metaphorically, of course, unless you're into that. Now, this next point. This is probably the most crucial one, the absolute bedrock of my time management philosophy, and it applies to everyone, whether you're a budding entrepreneur or you just want more time for Netflix. You need to set an hourly rate for yourself. Yes, you heard me. An hourly rate for your life, for your time. This isn't about being greedy, it is about valuing yourself. It is about making conscious decisions about what is actually worth your time. I use this for so many decisions, not all of them, but a lot. Let me give you an example. I've used this before. Back in my college days, my hourly rate was $15. I valued an hour of my life at $15. So let's say I needed to get somewhere. I could take a bus, which was $1, but took an hour, or an Uber, which was $8. But only took 45 minutes. Young Nate, being super cheap, would initially think, oh, a bus is $7 cheaper. But then I'd run the numbers, and I'd be like, wait a minute, an extra 45 minutes on the bus. That is like $11.25 of my precious time. So I'm actually losing money by taking the bus. It was a no-brainer. Uber it is. Save the 45 minutes. Get that time back to do something. Now, you're not going to calculate this for every single thing. You're not going to church and pulling out a calculator to see if it is worth your hourly rate. That is just ridiculous. But for major decisions, for new projects, for business ventures, for starting that YouTube channel you've been dreaming about, this hourly rate is your guiding star. My rate has skyrocketed over the years. Thank goodness. Like 3 or 4 times higher each year. and it truly helps me make smart choices and manage my time like a boss. So, what is your hourly rate? What is an hour of your life truly worth? Think about it. Next up, we have the Swiss cheese method. I swear, whoever names these things has a great sense of humor, but this one is brilliant. It is all about breaking down massive, overwhelming tasks into tiny bite-sized pieces, like poking holes in a big block of Swiss cheese. Imagine you want to write a book, pudding. Write a book. On your to-do list is a recipe for disaster. It is 100,000 words. It is a monumental undertaking, and you'll likely just keep pushing it off because it feels too big, too scary. The Swiss cheese method says, nope, let's poke some holes. Instead of write a book, your task becomes write 2,000 words today, or write for 1 hour today. See the difference? Suddenly, it is manageable. It is achievable. This is how you conquer those huge goals. One tiny piece at a time. I use this for all the annoying, tedious tasks that I know will eat up my entire day if I let them. I just break them down, poke some holes, and get them done in small bursts. It is incredible how much you can achieve when you stop trying to eat the whole elephant at once. Alright, 2 more crucial tactics. This one is absolutely vital, and it is something I learned the hard way. You have to be incredibly, unbelievably careful with your yeses and your nos. Everyone, and I mean everyone, wants a piece of your time. Your friends, your family, your real estate agent, that random person on the street asking for directions. They all want your time. And I used to be a yes man. I swear I watched that movie too many times, my friends would ask. Nate, want to hang out? Want to go to the Phillies game? Want to go on vacation? And I'd say, yes, 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 yes. Before I knew it, I was barely living my own life. I was helping everyone move, running errands for people, doing favors. I was living everyone else's life. And my own goals, my own dreams, they were just collecting dust. It was a nightmare. So I learned to say no, and let me tell you, it is a superpower. It allows you to protect your time, to prioritize the things that truly matter to you. Don't let people trip you into saying yes to things you don't want to do. I'm still not perfect at it, but I've gotten so much better, and it doesn't mean you have to be a hermit. I still go on plenty of vacations and have a blast, but now I'm selective, I'm intentional, so start practicing that. No, it is a muscle that needs to be trained, and this next one goes hand in hand with being selective. Do not, I repeat, do not answer immediately. When people text you, message you, email you, it seems like common sense, but so many people fall victim to this trap. Someone texts you, you instantly respond, they text back, you text back, and suddenly, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour has vanished into thin air. Imagine if you have 5, 10, 50 people doing this every single day. As my YouTube channel grew, I found myself in this exact situation, dozens of people reaching out constantly. If I tried to respond to every single one as they came in, I'd get nothing done. I'd be drained, unproductive, a zombie. So I block it. I dedicate specific time slots, usually every couple of hours, to respond to all messages at once. It is a game changer. It is essentially a form of block scheduling, which is another powerful time management tool I've talked about before. If you want to dive deeper into block scheduling, just Google it. Seriously, it'll change your life. But here is the ultimate secret weapon. The number one thing that keeps me sane, efficient, and productive: taking breaks and taking vacations. I know. It sounds counterintuitive to all those hustle culture gurus out there telling you to grind 18 hours a day. But trust me, those guys are wrong. There are countless studies that show after a certain point, usually 10 to 12 hours of work, your productivity actually diminishes. It is like hitting a wall. You're just spinning your wheels, doing busy work. And honestly, life is too short to be a workaholic. I mean, unless that is your goal, then go for it. But for me, I want to live. That is why I'm so obsessed with efficiency and productivity. It gives me more time for adventures. And here is the kicker. Vacations actually make me more productive. Seriously, some of my best ideas, my most creative breakthroughs, happen when I'm swimming in the ocean or hiking in the mountains, away from my desk, away from the daily grind. That is when your mind finally has space to breathe, to connect the dots, to innovate. So, don't be afraid to step away, to recharge, to live a little. It is not being lazy, it is being smart. It is investing in yourself, because a happy, well-rested brain is a productive brain. So, those are my top techniques for balancing time, money, and sanity. I hope you found some serious value in this. Let me know in the comments. If you want more videos like this, I have a ton more ideas to share. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see everybody in next week's video. Stay boring, stay patient, peace.